This vehicle next to me just got a long overdue redesign, and it is stunning. Tom here with Go Auto, and next to me here in the Go Garage is the redesigned 2026 Nissan LEAF. Now this vehicle is not only improved in design language, technological features, and efficiency, it's also grown, like a lot. And trust me, in the interior, it makes a big difference. But before we step inside, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room, and that's EV stats, which all starts right here in the plug-in. This one here on the driver's side is your J1772 outlet. Now this is your AC alternating current. Well, what does that actually mean? This is gonna be your at-home charging or your overnight charging for the vehicle. So if you're ever at a hotel, simply plug it into one of these and you'll be fully charged by morning. If you're needing a fast charge though, that's over on the passenger side. That's where you have your NACS charger, or more commonly known as a Tesla charger. So with that, you not only get access to their vast network of chargers, but you also get pretty impressive fast charging capabilities. This will do 10 to 80% in 35 minutes, which is pretty respectable. Now, when it comes to charging, the next point of conversation is always going to be range. And this vehicle is pretty impressive for its 75 kilowatt hour battery. It's going to do about 488 kilometers in range, which for reference is Edmonton to Moraine Lake on Google Maps. I'd like to see your gasoline vehicle do that without stopping in Canmore. Now, let's get to the fun part and step inside and check out this interior. Now, jumping into the interior, the first thing you think about in this vehicle is screens. You got a 14-inch one here for the infotainment and the driver's display, as well as the heads up. And the best part is that even though they're two separated screens by that seam, the background of them still matches up perfectly. So it really doesn't make it any kind of eyesore to have two massive screens here. It just flows nicely from one to the other. The vehicle also has wireless CarPlay and Android Auto built into it, which is great for any kind of busy days on the phone. You can have that seamlessly integrated. Down below at the bottom, the one little gripe I have, I would say, is gonna be these small icons down here. Now, for a video review like this, super easy to click on Apple CarPlay, open up your apps, but I feel like if you're driving down the highway, especially when it's busy and you got to keep your eyes on the road, it's a little difficult to navigate clicking which one's which. They did make up for it, however, with having a fantastic surround view camera in this vehicle. Pushing on camera, you can see your surround view pop up right here, but when I click on 3D, you can see your full 360 view right here. Now, the next thing to talk about is going to have to be climate controls. Now, if you know me, I'm a sucker for button operations, and this vehicle kind of met in the middle. For starters, it's all one panel down here for most of the things, and they're haptic feedback. So when you click it, it gives a little vibration letting you know that you actually clicked the screen, which is a nice touch. You got your fan speed, front and rear defrost, temperature controls, even your heated seats are all right there. But if you wanted to change the direction of airflow or even turn on AC, you got to click into your climate controls, and that is where you can make those adjustments. Not a big deal, but something worth noting. It's not fully integrated into the vehicle. But below that, however, is your multimedia controls for the infotainment system and your gear selector. Right here, it's 4 buttons, P, R, and D, just like any other car, but I really appreciate how the R and D for reverse and drive have a different texture in operation to let you know that they're different, so you don't have to look at it all the time. Now, my favorite part of this interior has to be the zero gravity seats in this vehicle. If you know Nissan, you know these seats because they're amazing. Zero gravity seats help reduce fatigue on long drives, so if you do a lot of highway driving, you're gonna love this. You got a blue metallic leatherette right here, as well as the jet black style leather here, and it has a really nice contrasting pattern to it, just to really elevate its distinctive look, in my opinion. But I think in terms of the look, that's gonna go to these headrests, because right here, it's actually a Bose premium audio system speaker. The vehicle has Bose throughout the cabin, but the ones on the headrest really help give you that on-stage concert sound. It's really intriguing and definitely something worth trying if you haven't experienced it before. But I think the piece de resistance to capture the environment of this vehicle is the overall finishes. For starters, you get ambient lighting. It's subtle, but it's nice. A little strip going from door, infotainment to door, just a singular strip, nice and easy. But it cleverly separates the nice materials in this vehicle. You're gonna love the moonroof in this vehicle because it is a regular moonroof, but it's smart glass. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, this little button right here, instead of moving a plain old shade all the way back and all the way forward, it actually de-tints the glass so that it can let light in. So if the kids want to look at the stars in the evening, you just have it magically disappear. Now here in the back seat, it's pretty decent in my opinion. I really like the same two-tone blue on black that you got up front, and the design of these seats is all the exact same, even down to the seat belts, which is a nice touch. Right here, your center armrest has 2 cup holders, and it gives you nice arm support for that captain chair feel. Down in the middle, you got heated seats for both passengers, which is great to see, USB-C ports, and even a wall outlet to keep even bigger things like a computer charged up. Now, for overall space and comfort, it's a mix of 50-50, I'd say. I got really good knee room back here, and even headroom's pretty solid with the moonroof in place. However, my thighs are a little elevated here in the back seat, and I can't exactly stretch my feet out under the seat. But for short road trips, it's gonna be great. And that heated seat is hot. Now the trunk space in the Leaf is impressive, especially from the generation prior. It's got a good amount of depth and height back here, and these seats are pretty easy to reach to grab and lower them down if you need to. But if you got kids in the back seat, you can definitely fit their strollers and backpacks here without any question at all. So if you're a young family wanting to get into a smaller EV, this vehicle definitely on the bucket list. And if you need to have permanent items in the vehicle, or if you're planning on loading it up for a weekend getaway, this is a false floor. So you can fold this down, and it actually has a little section to keep it upright. So you can put backpacks and permanent things there, and any kind of little extra goodies here. And that way they're not going to be mixing it all up and running all around in the trunk space of your vehicle, which is really nice. Or if you just want to have more so you can do a weekend getaway, lift it up. You can place it on that back shelf there. So now you just get a larger trunk. It's really smart that way. And top it all off too, right here is a AC wall outlet plug-in. Genius to have that in the trunk. That way you can put a computer back here on charge, tuck it away underneath, not interrupting anyone. Now, as the trunk closes, you're gonna see 2 design references that you're probably not really used to seeing. And the first one is a 2-tone design here on the trunk. You got gloss black here with the painted exterior here. It really makes the vehicle look a lot lower and wider in my opinion. I quite like it. And also these taillights. These are probably my favorite taillights for 2026. I know it's early, but I think I'm calling it. And besides that, this vehicle also has a little ducktail on it, so obviously gonna be a bit more sporty and agile looking, but this is purposeful. This helps make the vehicle more aerodynamic, which is better efficiency on longer road trips, gets more kilometers in the tank or battery. Now for side profiles, I really like this, especially for EV vehicles. They tend to be a little more egg-shaped than other vehicles, and this one doesn't, in my opinion. I really like this window trim that goes all the way down, but it does stop here. I would have liked to seen it go all the way to the taillight just to kind of give it more of a complete look, but let me know in the comments what you think of. Something I love is these rear door handles though. This way they're not on the panel and it just keeps it nice and clean. Up here in the front is your regular recessed door handles for electric vehicles. Now, when the car's unlocked, they're popped open. And when the vehicle's locked or in motion, they go flush with it. That helps keep up with efficiency on your range, and it also looks a little sportier too. Down here are 19-inch gloss black wheels, and they look interesting in my opinion. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a maze or something like that, but let me know what you think in the comments. They are the rims that are on the top trim vehicle, which is what this one is, and it's also front wheel drive only. There's no option for all-wheel drive, which I find kind of interesting because like, yes, EVs are heavy and planted vehicles, but I think it would still be nice to have the option to get an all-wheel drive in this configuration. But something that all vehicles get is this gorgeous front end design. This, in my opinion, is the best angle of this car. I love it. For starters, these daytime running lights have a really nice animation to them when you unlock and approach the car. A really nice touch. But they have small rectangles that get thicker and larger as it goes to the top with a full LED light bar going all the way across. It has a really nice presence to it, especially with this illuminated Nissan logo down here. I like that it adds that added touch, especially at nighttime. You can't miss what's driving behind you. And with EVs, a lot of designs out there try to add a grille-like design to try and make it more look like combustion engine vehicles. I'm not a fan of that. And I guess Nissan isn't either because they didn't go with that design language here and it looks so good. This painted panel right here is wrapped around the gloss black and your daytime running lights, but it matches the body paint of the vehicle. It's a really nice touch. Something else that's pretty great too is the standard safety with this vehicle. You get Safety Shield 360, which gives you things like lane departure warning, blind spot, emergency braking and all those things, and surround view camera as standard. That's amazing in a vehicle at this price point with the quality that you get out of it too. The 2026 Nissan LEAF takes on the design language of its big brother Aria, while elevating small EVs to get better range, efficiency, and overall driving characteristics. So to learn more about it or learn about EVs, visit goauto.ca or any of our Nissan dealerships.